So this next story, as part of my spiritual growth in my life, um, is I think it happens roughly. My first experience with my shaman friend Jackie, I think was in 2019, and then I've had it could have been 2020, but I've seen her three times for three different sessions, and this is just an attempt to log these experiences with uh, my spiritual growth in my life. So the first one, I was very excited about. All of them are, and anything I go to, like any of the retreats, I'm always excited because I always know, I feel it's going to be very worthwhile and exciting, and a lot's going to happen. So regardless, that's how I approach it. That's my intention, and I've never been let down. It's always been amazing, everything I've gone to or experienced. So I go to Jackie's house. She's got her own little practitioner room. So altar, she's got mat on the ground. She has stones. So first you talk and just where are you at and what's happening. And so I shared, like, I feel I'm supposed to be doing something that, I had these visions, and I'm not quite sure I know who I am or what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm wanting to, just keep on my spiritual path and I guess know my purpose. So, and I think part of this time too, I was definitely in my energy classes, and I know it was for like 2 years, and whether that was 20 and 21, but I just kept getting the message to be me, just be you, be you. And that was a very big struggle for me because I'm a doer, I'm a one in the Enneagram thing. So I push to accomplish things. So anyway, it was hard to not do. I just needed to be me, is what I was being told. And so with Jackie then, I wanted to find out, well, who am I? What could she tell me with her guides? And so she was trained in the Peruvian shaman basis, and her spiritual guide is the last Peruvian shaman. It comes and visits and is part of the ceremonies at each time with her, which is pretty awesome. So we talked, I shared what I'm hoping for, and then she has you pick a stone that you'll hold during part of the ceremony. And I believe I picked a heart stone, and actually I know I picked a heart stone my last one, which was of just a few months ago. So you hold that, and then she will go through the ceremony, and she calls to the different winds. Each direction has a name, and in Peruvian I don't know what they are, but there's an animal also associated with them. So to the south is the python, and it is about change, transformation. And then the west is the great puma, the black panther, and the north is the hummingbird, and to the east is the eagle and condor, which the legends go that they were always together, and at one point there was a break between them, and now they're in different hemispheres, but at some point again the eagle and condor will again unite. So and then she also brings in and welcomes her spirit guide by name, and then Mother Earth and Grandmother Moon, Father Sky, and Star Nation. And so she shakes her rattle and blows water. And so then at that point, then I'm just still. And so she goes into a trance, and she's calling them. And I remember again in my mind's eye, so I'm seeing this jungle. I'm laying in this jungle now. And so she calls to the west wind, Akapucha something. We call you forth, great Puma Mother. And I see her come out of the forest, and I just instinctively I bowed in my image, in my mind, and she bows. And then she comes walking over to me and she lies down right against my side. And I'm just like, that's pretty awesome. Nice kitty. And so we go through the whole thing, and then it finishes, the ceremony finishes, and then it's kind of talk time. And so she's like, so what did you see? And I'm like, so first I said, so when you called the puma out, I said, so I bowed to her. And she's like, I know, that was so cool. And then she bowed to you. I've never seen her do this to anybody. And then she just walks up to you and lays by your side. I'm like, you saw that too? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's what happened. She's like, yeah, so she is gonna always be with you. She will, if you ever need courage, she's always with you, just call on her. Oh, and the hummingbird too, and she says his name. So for courage, he's always will be with you for courage, which later made me wonder, like, why do I need courage? Well, it's been quite a interesting, tumultuous few years of change. So courage was definitely something needed, and so I was very happy to have them. She also said that my animal totem is the white tiger, which is awesome. So that was that experience, and she said, so at that point, she goes, I kind of got freaked out. She goes, so I called the shaman's name who, appeared, and she said, so he did a death ceremony on you. And I was asking him, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so he put, a white shawl over you and anointed you. So you were dead, is what symbolically was happening. And then, he chanted and sang and did some other things. And then I was asking, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he said, he's dead to his own self. That no longer exists. He's now a new person, a new self that rose then and said that he is now an ascended master. And so she's like, I knew it. I always knew that you were special, she said. I'm not sure what that means. She's like, well, so you're like with all of them, so you're a shaman. Anyway, you're a shaman too, but so yeah, you've got a lot that the divine has planned for you. There's no doubt. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. And it all is going in line with my energy classes and other experiences. So then fast forward to a second shaman visit to Jackie, and there's something else too. There was a friend of hers whose daughter was very young, in her 20s, was a vocal artist, very good, who recently had died, I think at that time 3 years prior. Anyways, so her name is Alicia, she's an angel now, and so she showed up, and I felt this connection with an angel, and she didn't talk about this at all, Jackie, during the ceremony, but after, I'm like, I felt this angel, and she's like, oh yeah, that's Alicia. And anyway, so she'd be with me too. So that was very interesting. So in session 2, I think I was feeling distraught probably, and just not whole. And so that's why I shared with her beforehand. So again, we did pick a stone, go through the session, and it turns out that we needed to go on a soul retrieval. So I saw myself with the puma, the hummingbird, and my white tiger. We got on the back and wings of Alicia, the angel, which was massive wings, and went. And interestingly too, is I could feel movement, like my consciousness was moving. And so we went up to a higher realm, and we retrieved a piece of me, which Jackie later is interpreting everything that happened. So then, we're going through the discussion after about what all happened, and she said, so you were missing a piece of your soul. So what I was told is now you have the voice of the Ascended Masters, so you can speak on their behalf. Which went with, I was being told at that time, which was prior to just being me, is to put it out there, to write, to put it out there. And I just kept hearing this encouragement for me to share, but I didn't know what to share. I didn't, who am I? I don't know. But anyway, this is what, 3 years later, and here I am. I'm sharing, and I'm committed to do this and listen to the divine and put this out there. So here it is. That was session 2. Session 3, again, I was feeling very distraught. I had gotten fired from work, which I can't go into a lot, but that's legal matters. Had been in an accident, some injuries, a lot of the energy, that whole time and energy, like in 21, there was just so much energy that was going on, and the way my body was processing it is I would have convulsions. And so I would ask the divine, I'm like, what is this? Is this the old energy or the new energy? So for a while it was the old energy that was leaving the earth, and then there was a shift to new energy. So now we're in August of 22, and I'm getting these, as I'm connected and grounded, these shaking convulsions, but it's the new energy, the lighter energy coming in that's gonna lift and lower the density rate of the earth and the people and raise consciousness. So I'm trying to do that, and I plan to put out a video on that as well for people to join in and bring in the lighter energies. So anyway, I go there, I see her, and she's just like, I just feel like you're hurting right now. And I just start bawling. So I'm bawling, I can't talk, I'm just sobbing. And she's like, that's okay, they're there. So anyway, we go through the ceremony, and she opens the ceremony, and she closes it too and thanks everybody that she had called in. So she has to open the space and close the space. I'm probably not doing a good job at all explaining it, but she does it. But I went through another soul retrieval, and there was a piece of me that I didn't have, which really was keeping me from taking a step forward and being confident in my talents and gifts and abilities that the divine has given me. Even if I had the voice, I didn't have this other piece, so which then I've gotten recently, a few months ago actually. So I'm not really surprised that I'm coming out and going, hey, I'm going to share all this stuff now, because it all has been my path, my spiritual journey. I think that's that for my shaman experiences.